Hello and welcome to Spend a Day with Temwa. My name is Temwani Angel Sichinga, and today I will be spending my time at Mthunzi funeral service. And before we go any further, I will be meeting the general manager. Her name is Linda. I can't wait to see her, so let me take you guys inside.
Alright, welcome back to Spend a Day with Temwa, and we are in Linda's office, and I want to find out who she is, what she's about, and why we're here. So, Linda, please tell me a bit about who you are as a person and your name.
Okay, so
Yeah.
my name is Linda Poya, or I should say Linda Catherine Zindawa
Oh.
Poya.
Okay, the other one is a Billy name.
Yeah, so I really have to use those names. Catherine is my grandmother's, used to be my grandmother's name. So
Okay.
yeah, she named me as her first grandchild. So I'm very proud of that name. Zindawa is my Ngoni name that my father named me. He named all of his children with a Ngoni name. So there is that name as well. So I always want to use all the names. So I'm Linda Catherine Zindawa Poya.
That's so nice. Okay, so Linda, you recently were appointed as general manager. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very
At
much.
Tuesday Funeral Service. Tell me a little bit about how your journey looks like.
Oh, okay. So my journey, I think my journey started way back when I was in uni. One of my lecturers, he just randomly said, you can do really well as a public relations officer, or you can do well in public relations. So, well, I ignored it then, but after I graduated, I stayed for almost a year without getting a job as unemployed after my graduation. And then came this opportunity. I saw it in the papers, looking for a public relations officer for Blantyre City Assembly. It's now City Council, they call them councils, but then it was Blantyre City Assembly. I applied, and then I was successful. That's where my journey started. So it started in PR. I worked for the assembly for some time, and then there was another opportunity for almost the same role, but almost the public relations was sitting in marketing at Commercial Bank of Malawi then. I don't know if you would know what Commercial Bank of Malawi.
No.
No, you don't.
No.
It's
Yeah.
now Standard Bank.
Oh, wow.
Yes, so that was Commercial Bank of Malawi. I joined, I think it was around 98 or so. I joined as a public relations as well. Yes, and then I was in marketing, and then I think I moved to banking in the same institution. And the banking wasn't really my thing. No offense to the bankers, but I think for me, I was really used to, I think I thrive engaging with people, working with people almost every day. So the work I was doing at the bank, it was mostly back office. So when I saw an opportunity to get a job, I think that was at Nico. Years later, many years later, I joined Nico in corporate affairs, marketing and corporate affairs. I was in Nico for about 8 years or so, and then I joined Old Mutual. Yeah. And that was brought me here.
So
it's been a long journey.
You've been in the corporate for quite a long time.
Yes, I can say so. Yes,
Yeah,
I
because
have.
I feel like you started working when I was born or before I was born.
Yes, it's been a long journey. So I have been in the corporate for a long time, and mostly in the banking, in the financial industries. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how your journey as a woman in they call it the male-dominated, the male-dominated sector, which is the corporate sector. So how do you think you maneuvered around that, and also just to encourage a younger corporate that is looking to get into corporate?
Okay. So I think that narrative has changed. in my opinion, that it's male dominated. That narrative now has changed. As you can see, in the industry, you have a lot of women CEOs, managing director. Yes, so I think for now, it's just about now the women proving ourselves and being able to deliver when we have been given such positions. But in terms of, yes, being a woman as such and trying to juggle, like family, you have children, and you also have to deliver, as we have said, I think that is never easy. It does require a lot of commitment. Yes, one thing may suffer at some point, but I think my former boss used to tell me that when it comes to this, when you have to prioritize. If you're working, prioritize, give it your all. And when it's now time for family, also give it your all. So you're able to balance. But it's never a 50-50.
I love what you said, family. You're a mother and you're a gym rat. So let's talk about a family. So how do you manage to juggle your time between your kids and work? How does that work and how do you balance?
Yes, just as I said, the balance is never 50-50. So there are times that I know my kids will suffer. Maybe I'm away on a work trip, and obviously maybe at school there's a sports event that the mother needed to attend. I will not be there, unfortunately. But I have a very supportive family. So if I'm away, maybe my sister or my mother or someone is going to be there for me. So I think that's how I've managed. It's always great to have a very supportive core that is going to take you through the journey. And I have been fortunate enough to have a very strong team around me.
You're a very, very busy woman, and how do you manage to also make it to the gym? Because you're a gym rat. Look at you. You look younger than me.
Yes. I think in terms of the gym, it's just a matter of commitment. As you've said, very busy. So for me, the only time I'm able to go to the gym is 5 a.m. club. So I belong to the 5 a.m. club. I go to the Body Project. It's in Chichiri.
Yeah.
So yes, but there are times that I miss it. Like now I'm in Lilongwe. I go to Blanca. So it's going to be like a week that I have missed. But when I get back, I make sure that I'm back 5 a.m. I'm at the gym. So it's just a matter of trying to find what works for you.
Okay.
But it requires commitment and discipline, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Back to Mthunzi. What's your role like as general manager for Mthunzi? What are we expecting to see from you, first of all? And also, what does this new role look like for you?
Okay, so for this new role, it's really just managing the business. It's almost everything, but as you say, a manager will deliver through people.
Yeah.
So it's mostly managing the talent, managing the people, and you always have people that work with you, but I think it's the strategy that is very important. What strategy do you have in place to move the business forward? Yes. So it's for me now just to come up with a proper strategy, maybe a different strategy, to see how we can move the business forward.
Okay, so what is Mthunzi Funeral Service?
Okay, so I think in my words, Mthunzi Funeral Service is not just a funeral service provider. I think Mthunzi is really a partner that works with families at their greatest, the most difficult time in life. Yeah. So we as in Mthunzi, we are there to support. We are there to give them their loved ones a dignified sort of burial, and we also make sure that the families are comforted. So it's a partner that will work with you through the most and darkest hour of their life.
Mostly like thick and thin.
Yeah.
They're there for you, thick and thin.
Always.
Because I always thought Mthunzi was more about giving out a plant, seeing you guys giving out a plant and be at funeral places. But I think like what you're saying is being there for family. So how does one really like join or be part of Mthunzi? Because people always say, maybe it's for rich people.
Yes, it's funny you have said that, and I think that's one thing that we have to, the perception that we really have to dispel. Mthunzi is for everyone, it's for everybody. So you can access it in two ways. You could be a policy holder. There's Mthunzi, if you know, policy, where one is able to buy a policy to prepare for that day, for that event. You can cover yourself, you cover your family. So there are different categories in there. There's a light, there's a standard, there's a premium, where the difference is mostly the type of coffin or the casket that you would use. But with that, you will get the body removal from the place where the death has happened, the mortuary services, you will get the casket or the coffin, transportation, the hearse to the burial area. That's one where you are a policy holder. But you can also come through cash. So anybody can walk in and say, this has happened and we are there. We'll give you the service. It will start maybe from about 1.7, where you are going to get a coffin, you're also going to get a hearse, and you're able to choose whether you also wanted a coaster that is going to take more nights for you, or you may choose not. But always we encourage, because it's quite reasonable to get a full service. So you start from the removal up to the time that they say bye to their loved one.
There's a very interesting thing about Mthunzi is you always have a red carpet in, and one of the things I learned about red carpets for very important people. And what does this carpet mean?
So for us, as I had said, we make sure that when our client walks through Mthunzi, they should be cared for with dignity, with compassion. They should feel loved and comforted. So everyone should be given that compassion. That red carpet will signify that last journey for our loved one and honoring our loved one, but also for the family. It's just a dignified way of honoring their loved ones as they say their last goodbyes.
That's so beautiful. What would you tell a younger self, somebody younger looking to get into corporate, excited, and this is like a younger you in your early 20s, what advice would you have for yourself?
Focus. As I always said, I think I've had an opportunity to be mentored by leaders who have told me that leadership is not just strategy and all, but you also have to be, it's a service, and you have to be passionate, and you lead with a heart. And focus is always important. Know what you want, where you want to go. It may not be as clear, but if you have those mentors and around you, you're able to pick and learn from what they're telling you, what they're teaching you. It's easier. It's not a 1, 2, 3 thing that in 2, 3 years you get there. As you have said, I think you were 2 years when I started.
Yeah.
And here I am here over I don't know how many years. So it's not easy, but it's possible.
Right. We're looking forward to see your office around, what happens here, what it is about. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure he walks around.
Yes. Yeah. People always say, oh no, how can you work from a place like that? So I always say, you know what? For me, it's an honoring job.
Yeah.
It requires compassion because you're dealing with people, and if you're there in that most needed time, I think you also feel satisfied with whatever it is that you have done. It's a very it's okay, please. It's not as scary as people say. And I think
Okay.
you've touched on the tree,
Yeah.
on that plant. I think maybe let me just expand on that. I think our culture. We use coffins and we use caskets, but we use a lot of trees,
Yeah.
a lot of wood. As Mthunzi, we are committed to replant the forest because we know we are taking away, we are destroying. But apart from that, that also is a memory that the families are going to have of their loved one when they have lost a loved one. But we always say, I think, as Mthunzi, we have contributed quite a lot to
Yeah.
reforestation. Because when the families take back that tree, they care for it. There have been tree planting drives where they will plant and they'll forget about it and the trees will die. But with this one,
You definitely.
their family takes care of it, and we have had almost 100% survival of the
Yeah.
trees that we have given them. So I think if you look at the number of funerals that we have had, the services that we have had, and you know that those trees are surviving. So I think that's also our contribution to the community.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
What's your takeaway? Something that you want to tell our people before we go and check the place around?
Yes. I think for me, when it comes to Mthunzi,
Yeah.
it's a very simple thing. People the families don't have to go through the most difficult time on their own. As in Mthunzi, we are there to walk with them. We are there as their partner, and we will give that dignified service to their loved one and to their families as well. So we are there for them. And Mthunzi to the world and Mthunzi for everyone.
That's so beautiful.
We are accessible, we are in Mzuzu, we are in Lilongwe, and we are in Blanta. Both for policyholders, for cash, even those under MAZIM, we do provide the benefit that they get from MAZIM. We provide the service. So we are there for everyone.
That's beautiful. For MAZIM, is it just silver, or it's everybody else, or silver is not included?
So we will look at the benefit that the person has, and then we will also convert it to a service here.
Okay.
So we'll look at the type of coffin and the kind of transportation and everything that will sit in the benefit that we have.
All right.
Yes.
All right, I think that's it for now.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing
Yes,
the
let me
place.
take you around.
Please.
So you can, thank you.
All right.
There's a lot of space. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome. Very much for having me. Alright guys, so that is it for today. It was a beautiful day at Mthunzi funeral service, and I'm sure that you guys learned a few things. For now, it's goodbye. See you on the other side.